if the media was legitimate, they would be talking about one of the biggest crises that's happening in this country right now, which is a massive increase in all-cause mortality.
Yeah.
It's a massive increase, and they're completely silent on it. It's like in some age groups, it's a 40+% increase in all-cause mortality, heart attacks, strokes, cancer. Gee, what do you think happened that changed where all of a sudden there's this massive increase and it coincides with something else? Don't you think maybe they would investigate that? Don't you think that like you would have some sort of investigative reporter that dives deep into this and gets to the bottom of it? No, they can't because of what you said.
They're captured. They're totally captured, 100%. And yeah, it's just on and on and on through this whole thing. My thing is this is, all of us who've been attacked for our position, to all those people, what do you think the fucking motivation is?
Yeah.
I mean, just look at my own situation. Like, I lost friends, allies in the media, millions of dollars in sponsorship because I talked about what worked for me and my own beliefs and my own health reasons why I didn't get vaccinated.
Oh, by the way, you were right.
Yeah.
You were right. Look, you didn't need it. Look how quickly you recovered. You were fine.
And same with you.
Yeah.
And what did they do? They changed the color of your face. they vilified all early treatments, including a medicine that has one of the safest profiles out there. That we've talked about it. The guy who invented it got a Nobel Prize.
Yeah.
They were using it all over the world, in Uttar Pradesh, in Africa, and various places. And that's what you do during a pandemic, right? You find ways to repurpose drugs for early treatments. But now they couldn't do that because if there's an early treatment, then they can't get the UA. They can't fucking do this.
Proven to have antiviral properties.
Yeah. But what's the motivation for Peter McCullough, who got vilified? What's the motivation for Robert Malone?
Well, if you know Peter McCullough is like, that guy has standards and morals and ethics. I mean, he is a rock solid dude.
And he actually treated patients too.
He's also the most published doctor in history in his particular field of study.
Like, what is the conspiracy on that about motivation? Like, what do I get out of that? What do you get out of sharing what you share?
Well, I didn't think anything was going to happen. When it happened with me, I knew that people were upset at me because I was hesitant to take the vaccine, but that was because two people I knew got strokes. Yeah. I wasn't initially hesitant at all. I was set up to take it. I was set up to take it by the UFC.
By the UFC, I remember you said that.
I was ready to do it. I was like, okay, shoot me up. I was going to have them do it to me. I thought of it like a flu shot. Like if I was about to do the UFC and they said, oh, you have to take a flu shot before you go to the UFC. I'm like, all right, just stick me. I didn't think it was going to be a big deal. And then they said, well, in 2 weeks when you're back, just come early and you come to the clinic. I said, okay, we'll do that. And then within that 2 weeks, it got pulled. Yeah. Luckily. But it's not just those two guys. I know a lot of people now with pretty severe vaccine injuries.
So do I.
And so many people have reached out to me because of what happened to me, celebrities that wanted to be quiet about it, people that are like really hesitant about talking about it openly and publicly, but they were really scared. Like people that have like real serious problem. I have two friends that have pacemakers now.
Yeah, I remember you talked about that. They're like one of them in their 30s, right?
Yeah. He's a dentist.
That's not fucking normal.
No, it's not normal.
It's not normal at all.
For your heart to stop for 9 seconds at a time. He's a thin, healthy, young guy, and all of a sudden his heart starts fucking up.
Why does nobody care about that?
Well, everyone's scared. There's people that are scared because they took it and they're worried that they have a ticking time bomb and they want any information that refutes that and that confirms that they made the right choice. Also, they did make the right choice morally and ethically when they did it. They did it because they thought they were doing the right thing. Everybody has to do it. We're going to protect everyone. If we all do this, this is going to get us out of the pandemic. Because the news media was being used by these pharmaceutical drug companies to push a very specific narrative. And they didn't do any critical thinking. They didn't step outside the box. They didn't talk to any scientists that differed. They all just stuck with whatever Fauci said, whatever the NIH said. And they also demonized people who were saying things that have been proven to be absolutely correct, like the fucking lab leak theory. If you brought up the lab leak theory, you used to get banned from YouTube. Now it's widely accepted by everyone. Everyone.
So was all the conspiracies that got people censored and kicked off. So many of them have been proven to be true.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. So many people thought they were doing the right thing. They thought, I'm doing my part. This is what we're supposed to do. 2 weeks stop the spread. I'm full on board.
We're all together.
But let's look at what happened. And people are always like, why do you keep bringing up the vaccine? for multiple reasons. But listen, this is a playbook that now we have
Right.
for the next time they fucking try and do this shit.
Right.
Don't forget about this.
Well,
Don't forget
talking about disease
X.
now. What is that? When was the last time they were talking about a disease that doesn't exist, that's not affecting anybody, that literally there's no one sick, there's no one dying, and they're talking about how it's coming?
Well, just watch what Bill Gates does, because last time he invested $50 million in a company, he made a pretty good score, and then he pulled all his money out.
And then he started disparaging the effectiveness of the vaccine.
After he pulled his money out, though.
After he pulled his money out. And he also started saying that the virus wasn't as bad as we thought it was.
Yeah.
Oh, gee. How convenient.
Yeah, what happened to the flu?
Yeah. Flu went away.
0 cases.